Welcome back to another episode of Security Skates. This is your host Paul, and on this episode you will get an Inglewood Pumptrack tour. The Inglewood Pumptrack is located inside of Edward Vincent Park at 700 Warren Lane in Inglewood, California. If you have not been there yet, this pump track is so much fun. I remember visiting it before they opened it, and there were fences up all around, and they had security patrolling, making sure that nobody was getting in there and skating, but sure enough, people still would. But now it has been open for about a year now, and it is a beautiful place to skate. Check it out here. The red lines indicate the hard turns or corners, but the rest of the path is unmarked. There are a couple of options while you're skating along, and you definitely want to be mindful of the direction of the flow and who's going at what times, because you do not want to crash going at these speeds. But check this out, y'all. As I said, these red lines are the hard turns. Now, if you come here and you want to have some fun, you're definitely going to want to be comfortable with like pumping around the park and getting a good flow, not having to push too much, just using your pump action to hit those corners and get the speed that you need to. Me personally, I am comfortable doing this stuff, so I have a lot of fun out here. But also just know that if you come out here to the Inglewood Pumptrack, it is a good workout on the thighs, y'all. Like, it is no joke. If you're looking to burn some calories and get some sweat out, you can definitely come over here and have some fun. We're over here on the opposite end of where we started. Wanted to give you guys a good idea of just how many options there were, like to move around at this park, because it does kind of connect and flow all together. But there is a general direction that everybody's skating, so you definitely want to be mindful of that. You don't want to crash. That's the last thing you want. And then there are a bunch of little kids out here having fun. You see one there on the bikes. But yeah, I actually saw a little kid on a Spider-Man bike hitting this pump track, so yeah, just definitely want to be mindful of the little ones and have fun. It's made for everybody. There goes a bike there. Also, a good thing to note about the Inglewood Pumptrack is that the asphalt there is a little bit rough, so you might want to have a softer wheels set up, so that it'll help you. Maybe some bigger wheels too, and you can definitely roll around. Even if you can get around on a cruiser board around this pump track, have a lot of fun with it. Me personally, I was riding some Spitfires, so it was a little rough, but I still had super fun. Got out some buckets of sweat. Here's a good view of it here. Highly recommend getting to this spot and checking it off your list, because it is a lot of fun out here. And at the time that I am making this video, we are about to go into summer of 2025, so I would just advise to hydrate and maybe get some electrolyte, get some hydration going, because you will definitely work up a sweat having fun out here. Gonna give you guys a nice wide shot right here. This is pretty much the whole pump track from pretty much the middle or inner side of the park. Super fun, super recommended. See it here. And the best thing about this big old pump track here is that it is not the only one. This is the big pump track, and located right next to it there is a smaller pump track. I'm going to give you guys a shot of that pretty soon. But yeah, look at this beauty, this behemoth. Alright, so this is the big pump track, and we're going to pan over here onto the other side, and this is what would be referred to as the smaller pump track. I'm going to give you guys a shot. They are not far from each other at all, so located conveniently right next to each other. But this is a shot of this one here. Now, just because I call it the smaller skate park does not mean that it is small at all. You can see it still has the red lines indicating the hard turns and corners. See a little one there on a scooter getting around. So I call this the small skate park because it is just slightly smaller than the bigger one. And a couple things to note about this one is that it feels like it's just a little bit harder to pump around. I might have the wrong flow of it, but I could still get around it pretty good and have some fun. Definitely good to warm up on, or if you're trying to learn like the feeling of getting around the pump track, this might be better for you at first, because it's just a little bit more mellow, and there's a little bit less ground to cover, but it still does have those sharp turns, as you can see here. Got cut off by this scooter girl, getting her good times in. Awesome to see. Getting over these humps here, you can see it's just a little bit smaller, doesn't have as much to work with as the big pump track, but still having fun. See a little one on the bike over there. Pretty cool stuff. So I'll say it again, if you are still learning or getting comfortable with pumping around, you would definitely want to get over to this one first and kind of warm up or get the hang or the feel of the humps on the track, because once you get over to the bigger track, it does get a little bit more easier to work with, and the humps do get a little bit bigger and you're able to catch more speed as you're pumping. But this one is a lot of fun to work with too. Going to continue our little trip over here, but you can see this little pocket right here, this little corner isn't too bad compared to like the bigger pump track. So that is another reason that I call it like the smaller one. Definitely still a lot of fun though. Highly recommended. I mean, if you're going to go to the Inglewood pump tracks, you don't skate just one, right? Got to get over to the small pump track and have some fun too. Really good times. I love both of them, and I would highly recommend this as a skate spot to anybody that wants to come out to LA and visit it, because this is just so much fun to have. So the very important thing to remember is the flow of the pump track, because you want to be mindful of who's going at what times. Don't want to see anybody crash out here. That is not fun. I remember I crashed into somebody at a Houghton skate park in Long Beach, and yeah, I was hurting for a couple of weeks after that. But yeah, here's a wide view of these skate parks here. You see, beautiful. That was the small one over there. This is the bigger one. Beautiful. Inglewood Pumptracks, Edward Vincent Park. Get to it, y'all. And the fun does not end there. You know why? There is a Nella skate park located right next to these pump tracks. All you gotta do is walk up the hill, and it's right up there. You can see it there. So I'm gonna head over here and give you guys a good shot of what this skate park is looking like. Let's get one more view of this beautiful Inglewood pump track. Everybody having fun out there this day. Alright, so now we're up at Nella Skate Park. You can see the pump track down there. We're gonna have some fun with it. Welcome to Nella Skate Park. So this has the prefabricated ramps, kind of like Sunland Skate Park, if you've ever been to Sunland Skate Park, or Ted Watkins Skate Park, if you've ever been to that one. If you had a chance to make it out to Norwalk Skate Park before they tore it down, it was similar to that. But you can see it here. It's got a smaller side. It's got the bank with a deck up on top of it. That's a lot of fun right there. Yep, it's got the smaller bank. Got the bigger bank on the other side. Have this pyramid deal going on. A lot of fun here. You could see some of the leaves and stuff, some of the buildup on the side of the ramp. It was already starting to bug me. Here's a little quarter pipe on this side. Pretty chill, pretty mellow. Not too big. I would guess about 3 feet. You can see I put my board next to it so that you can get an idea of how big it was. There's a roller girl having fun on it. Yeah, they had some pretty cool boxes that were actually like cement. So that was pretty cool to see that not everything was like the prefabricated ramp kind of deals. They had that bigger one over there. They had the smaller one here. You see it's got the cement middle. It's got the metal coping or edging on the side of it. A lot of fun to skate. I love how most skate parks often offer a smaller and bigger option. But yeah, this is a smaller block right here. Gonna get over here to this rail. This is kind of like the rail at Gilbert Lindsay Skate Park. It's got a square rail with the round edges. Me myself, I would prefer a square rail with squared edges, but this works too. Nice rail set in there. Let me show you guys this bigger side now. Here's the big bank. I love how this big bank has like a little grind opportunity up on top. Has like a little ledge up on top. A lot of fun, not that big. Very skatable. And between the two sides of the ramps, you know, you have a good opportunity to get enough speed to come up and hit that thing. Here's the pyramid. It's got the ledge right there. You can see it's a pretty good size. Rolls right into the bigger quarter pipe on this side. Here is this one. Has the bigger quarter pipe and has a slanted coping. Shout out to anybody that can hit that. Has the quarter pipe on this end. So that is a pretty good tour of Nella Skate Park. It's not very big, but does have a lot to offer as far as having fun and getting around on the prefab and ledges and stuff like that. A good spot to learn or warm up. Perfect for the pump tracks, I think. So that is a pretty good roll around of Nella Skate Park. Gonna give you guys one last wide angle shot of it. You see it here. Got the little pyramid on this side. Got the little bank with the deck up on top. Got the little ledge or box. See all this here. It's a fun little park. I would highly recommend it to anybody who's rolling around, want to get out here and have some fun, get a good workout in at the pump track down here. Come over to the skate park and have some fun. If you noticed, it seemed like the pump tracks were a little bit more busy. Had a couple more people down there than the skate park, but they are both equally fun to skate around at, and you could get a good workout in at both. But if you're going to the pump track, your thighs are going to be sore, just be advised. But yeah, so as I had mentioned earlier, this buildup around the smaller pyramid was kind of getting to me, and I had the tools with me to do a quick little cleanup and get some of that stuff picked up. But I'm going to show you guys some of that stuff here. See it there? Yeah, that kind of stuff starts to bug me when I'm skating around. I mean, too often I've been having fun and, you know, finding my flow, and then I'll just hit a little rock or a little pebble or a little stem or a leaf or something, you know, and it just tosses me. So I like to get some of that stuff up so that it doesn't happen to anybody else. I got my tools out, got my leaf blower, my dustpan, my grabber, my bucket, my brooms. Wanted to put a little bit of work in, show you guys how easy it is. So is all this stuff on this side, all the leaves and the buildup on the side of the ramp, and all that stuff on this side over here. After a few minutes, little elbow grease. There we go. Check that out. Got this other side too. Got it all picked up into a trash can there at the park. Wanted to get this side over here too. Yeah, there it was. So good chances you're watching this video on YouTube. I thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to Security Skates Productions. If you're digging this content, give us a follow on Instagram at security_skates. Get out to the next skate park cleanup or skate meet. Have some fun with us. Security Skates Productions is a skater-owned independent enterprise and skate parks advocate. You can find out more about it by logging on to securityskates.com. This has been your host, Paul, signing off. Now get off your phone and go skate, y'all. Happy skateboarding.